One of the first things we need to do to get started on doing this throttle body is to get this out of the way, because the throttle body is located right here. I'm going to remove this 8mm clamp right here, just loosen it up enough so I can pull this hose off. Do the same to the other clamp over here. Now if you were to look down along the side, you're going to see a 10mm right here, and then there's another one right there. Let's remove those. Set that aside. Let's go ahead and lift up on this, pull it right off of there. Now you're going to notice that you have this hose right here. When it comes time to reinstall this back onto the vehicle, you need to make sure that you put that back right there. Now we're going to get this clip off of here. Use your small pocket screwdriver or whatever you might have. Get right into this area and then separate the two. Let's get this out of there. Now we have a nice clear view of our throttle body housing right here. We need to get this off of there. If you were to look right along the driver's side of it, there's a little tab that you can press down on right here. Go ahead and press down on that and then draw this away. Here it is right there. Moving up here, you're going to see this gray area. This is a lock. You need to come between the gray area and the plastic black piece, small pocket screwdriver, and try to pry that away. Once you've pried it away, right on the driver's side, there's going to be a little tab that you can press on and then pull it away. There's the tab I'm talking about. You press here and you pull it away. I always like to take a peek, make sure I don't see any funny colors. Set this aside. Now that we have the wiring off of there and the little hose, we can see the 4 mounting bolts. You have one here, and then 2 on the other side. Remove all 4 and then draw this away. Let's give this a nice wiggle, draw it right off of there. There it is, friends. The next thing we need to do is remove this gasket right here. Pull that right off, put that down. Just going to clean out this area. We want to make sure that no dirt or debris can make its way inside there. The gasket itself, generally you'd want to replace it. If for some reason you're not replacing it, what you would want to do is just kind of look at it, give it a nice look, make sure it's not swollen or cracked, give it a stretch, make sure it's not dry and brittle. This one actually feels really good, so I'm just going to go ahead and clean it down. Like I said, optimally you would want to replace it though. Now that I have it wiped down, I'm just going to go ahead and reinsert it back into the vehicle here. Okay. Make sure it's completely pressed into the groove where it needs to sit. You definitely don't want it hanging out to the point where it's going to not make a good seal. This looks great. Grab your new throttle body. We remember that this faces towards the front, and our wiring is also going to face towards the front. This is going to go just like this. We'll set it up near there and start in all of our bolts before we start snugging any of them up. Now that we have all of our bolts bottomed out, we're going to torque them to 89 inch-pounds. Let's get this back connected in. Go ahead and press down on this tab a little bit so you can slide it right over. Let it go, give it a nice tug. It needs to be secure. We'll move along. Push this in, give it a click, give it a tug, lock it in. Push that little gray clip so it's pushed all the way up against the body there. Perfect. Now it's going to be time to get this back on here. Before we do that though, just take a double look inside here, make sure no debris fell inside. Once you've done that, we're going to go ahead and slide it down like this. Push it over the throttle body right there. But don't forget about this hose right here. Remember the one that I told you about? Before we go ahead and push this down and forget about it, make sure it lines up. Push it right down on there so it goes down and meets up with the engine. Super important. Once this is down, we can start in our mounting bolts. Get that clamp tightened. Make sure it's nice and snug. This one as well. You'll notice if your clamp spins, you'll see where it should line up with. Make sure it's lined up with where it needs to be before you tighten it up. There we are. One last thing. We'll come right down here and make sure that our wire is re-secured, okay? Okay, so double check everything. Make sure everything's nice and tight, your wiring's connected in. You definitely did the hose under there. Once you've done all that, go ahead and start up the vehicle. Take a look at your RPMs. Make sure that they're not fluctuating, going up and down, okay? You don't want your engine speed going up and then coming back down. That means that there's an issue inside here. You also want to make sure there's no check engine light. Aside from that, close the hood and take it for a road test.